Hello, today I'm going to review the Star Wars The Black Series Magistrate Greef Karga figure. So starting with the joints, I'll start talking about that and then I'll get into the details on the figure. My first impressions on his height though are very good. He actually scales really good compared to the other figures, I think, because he is supposed to be a taller character. So let me get a figure to compare him to. I'll just pull out Bo-Katan over here since she's the one I have on hand that I reviewed last. You can see his height is very accurate to how it should be. So I am happy that they started having my figures in the background just fell where I was trying to review these in order. But as I was saying, I'm happy that they start getting the heights accurate on these characters because of Grievous, which Grievous is actually one of my favorite characters that I own. His height is still very wrong compared to the movies. So I'm happy that they started scaling these right. But anyway, as I was saying, you can see that he has joints in his wrists. Let me grab the wrist. You can bend that sideways. And then you can also bend his elbows like that. And then he also has joints in his shoulders. Same thing goes for the other arms. And then on his feet, he has joints there. And I'm trying to get into here. He has knee joints. Can't really get in there too good because of the cloak. And he also has joints in the top of his legs. I will say he is pretty hard to get to stand up. You have to do a lot of posing with him. There we go. That's still not too good. But once you get a good pose going, he will stand up. I think he's just top heavy because this whole rubber piece that goes around to form the cloak weighs more around the top, as you can see. Which you can actually take that off, I think. Let me see. Well, it is molded together right here. You could probably do that though, because I imagine, yeah, he is detailed underneath it if you wanted to, but I'm just going to leave mine on him, obviously. But in terms of the articulation, he also has a neck joint. His actually is really, really good in terms of being able to look up and down. Like, it feels really good when you're doing that. In terms, because some of them, like, you can barely move the head, and he moves his really good. And that's pretty much all the articulation, I think. So in terms of detail, I think I got to start here just because his pants are so detailed, I think. Like, you can see they actually have every seam of fabric put into that. These Mandalorian figures are very detailed, I think. So I'm happy that they all have like the little fabric details and stuff. And you can see he has details in his boots. And then going up the cloak, I would like for the cloak to have that same kind of fabric detail, but since it's like a rubbery piece, I guess it's not going to. But he does have a lot of details in it, like little things going up through here. Then the two little badges. Now, see this rubber piece? You can actually make that go down, but it seems to always be curved up around his head. Like if I move the cloak down, kind of move it like this, you can kind of fix it a little bit. But it seems to always want to curve back over. So maybe that fixes itself with time. But you can see underneath the cloak, he also has the shirt and stuff down there with a belt. And around the back, you can see he has details up in the top of his hair. And then around his head. And let me show the face print. One thing I found kind of weird about this figure, which I noticed when I found him in the store, which I don't know if it's the resolution that they print these things at or not, but his beard almost looks a little bit pixelated. They seem to all be like that. It doesn't look that bad in person or anything, since I am just showing it up close on camera. But I do kind of find it weird that the beard looks so pixelated while the eyes and everything are so round, and then all the printing is round. So I don't know why the beard looks pixelated, but it's not that big of a problem or anything. And then around his arms, you can see he has that same kind of fabric detail running through. And then around his hands, you can see it's there too, with a little finger right here ready to hold a gun. And the one thing that I really do like is how you can put his holster right here, have his gun in there, and recreate that one scene where he is getting ready to fight the pirates. Like, let's say I'll probably have him posed on my shelf like this anyway. Probably beside my Mandalorian figure. If they go and make the Pirate King or anything, I'd like to have him up there too. As I said, he's hard to stand up, but my main strategy is always just hold their feet down and get those pivots down there to work. There we go. Yeah, this is a very good figure though, as I said, which actually I don't think I've said that yet, but this is a good figure. On the front of the box, you can see it says Magistrate Greef Karga. On the side of it, you can see it just shows a picture of him. And then on the back, it says a little bit about him. And on the other side, it's just like a clear window and nothing on the top or the bottom. So in terms of the quality of the figure and all that, I would give this a 8 out of 10. My only things that I would like for this figure to have is a little bit more detail, like on the cloak. I think it could use some fabric details, but it's not too bad without it or anything. And for the face print, like the beard is really the only problem there, for it to be a little bit higher resolution, but it's not that bad. As I said, you don't really see it unless you're really up close. But other than that, this is a really good figure, and I'm really happy that he scales so good compared to the other ones. So you actually have all the accurate heights of the characters. Now, if only IG-11 was taller, because let me bring him over here. This is kind of funny, because Greef Karga is almost as tall as IG-11, so that's kind of shows that they need to make a new IG-11 that's a lot taller. But other than that, which that's not on this figure, that's on that one. But yeah, very good figure, as I said. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.